to be a complement to Thomas Partey, as well as being his potential heir, people. Again, I'm sure you saw, again, Moises Caicedo wants to leave Brighton amid Arsenal interest. Moises Caicedo has confirmed that he wants to leave Brighton. The Athletic reported on Friday that Arsenal had a £60 million bid rejected by Brighton for the 21-year-old. Brighton's position is that Caicedo is not for sale in the January transfer window, and this will not change. Caicedo has taken to social media and expressed his gratitude to Brighton, but has said he wants to take up an opportunity elsewhere. He did say on Instagram, "I'm grateful to Mr. Bloom and Brighton for giving me the chance to come to the Premier League, and I feel I have always done my best for them. I always play football with a smile and with heart. I am the youngest of 10 siblings from a poor upbringing." Apparently he's on 3-4 bags a week. Moving to Arsenal or Chelsea, you're going to be on a significant sum. So I can't begrudge him. He owes Brighton nothing. You know, for Brighton, they don't want to tear up their squad with what they're doing. They probably will sell Caicedo, McAllister, maybe Matoma in the summer. They want to keep their squad together. I can't begrudge them for that. You know, let's be honest. When he signed for Brighton, he was linked with Man United. Man United was turbulent at the time. It weren't really the best places for young players. Brighton is a very good place for emerging talents and young talents. And Brighton knew, we'll give you a platform. We could sell you. He knew I could play Premier League. I can showcase my talents, and then maybe I can move to bigger clubs. And Brighton said, okay, that 5 million will turn to 50, 60, 70, 80. It's what you hustle in this day and age. As you know, Brighton are difficult to do business with. I'm the youngest of 10 siblings from a poor upbringing in Santo Domingo in Ecuador. My dream has always been to be the most decorated player in the history of Ecuador. I am proud to be able to bring in a record fee for Brighton, which would allow them to reinvest and help the club continue to be successful. The fans have taken me into their hearts, and they will always be in my heart. So I hope they can understand why I want to take this magnificent opportunity. And he also has new agents. Arsenal are keen on Caicedo as they are looking to sign a central midfielder. They've been exploring a deal for him in recent days and have now made a firm move for him towards the latter stages of the January transfer window. The North London club do have considerable funds to strengthen the squad in this window, as shown by their failed pursuit of Mudryk. Chelsea have also shown an interest in Caicedo and had an offer worth 55 million rejected earlier this month. He joined in February 2021 and is under contract until 2025. He's made 25 appearances, I believe, in the league since his time, and he's played for 31 odd times in general. Now, again, this tells me several things. This tells me I want to go to Chelsea or Arsenal. I want to move to a bigger club. United could join the race. It also tells me that he's contracted until 2024. He's not really getting paid that much. 2025. In the next 12 to 18 months, or maybe now, he signs a new deal, a bit like Douglas Luiz. If he signs a new deal, he gets more money. He can help his 10 siblings and things like that. Brighton's position is strengthened for the summer. So either he gets a new deal at Brighton or he gets this move. Brighton probably have a replacement lined up. You know, they don't want Roberto De Zerbi to lose his player. They've already lost Trossard. Hopefully something happens in that regards, but it is what it is. I mean, it's a far cry from saying Caicedo will not be distracted by Chelsea interest, really. So we'll have to see. Apparently, Brighton have told Moises Caicedo to stay away from training amid Arsenal interest. And let's not forget about Chelsea's. Brighton and Hove Albion have told Moises Caicedo, smash the like button and keep your opinions coming, people. But Brighton and Hove Albion have told Moises Caicedo to stay away from training until the end of the January transfer window and mid speculation over his future. Arsenal had a £60 million bid rejected on Friday. Caicedo responded to this by publishing a statement on social media in which he said he wanted to leave the club. As a result, Caicedo will not be present at training on Saturday, which takes place at 11 a.m. So that's in 52 minutes, and is expected to play no part in the club's FA Cup fourth round tie against Liverpool on Sunday. Brighton's position is that Caicedo is not for sale in January transfer window, and this will not change despite continued interest from Arsenal. They expect him to stay at the club for the second half of the season. I mean, players can get rattled and have their head turned all the time. Vieira, Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, they used to get their heads turned all the time when they were playing for their clubs. So again, he can talk as much as he wants on socials. Brighton are playing hardball. You know, again, they have an appreciated asset. It wouldn't be in Caicedo's interest if he doesn't get a move to dip off in quality, because, you know, you might get less admirers and that. I don't think that would be the case. So, yeah, man, they expect him to stay. Apparently, once again, Arsenal are keen on signing him. We'll have to see exactly how this develops, people. But that's reiterating the same statement we went after. Once again, Fabrizio Romano says Caicedo didn't turn up for training today. He wants to leave immediately. Caicedo could also miss tomorrow's game. Understand Arsenal are expected to improve their bid after 60 million revealed yesterday. Chelsea offered 55 million and that was rejected. I think all Arsenal fans are just probably waiting for Chelsea. Again, no training today, no game tomorrow for Caicedo, people. We've seen this before. So, yeah, keep that going. We've seen that. Again, you're seeing on his Instagram, he's pinned his debut against Arsenal, people. He's doing chattings, man. He's doing chattings. He's doing chattings. He's doing chattings, man. This was the initial statement where he's confirmed his desire to leave. I don't necessarily believe for Arsenal, but for Arsenal or Chelsea, or if United get involved, or Liverpool, or whoever wants him in it, he wants to move, really. So he's doing the chattings on social media. And he did not train people after his decision to go public. I mean, he's got new agents. It's a tactical game being played. For Arsenal and Chelsea, definitely Arsenal, there has to have been some level of encouragement from Moises Caicedo's agents to obviously, bid for the guy. But what I would say is if his agents are doing the job, you're either going to get my man a new deal at Brighton within the next couple of weeks, or you're going to get him his move to London, whether that's playing in blue or playing at playing at Arsenal, or going to Liverpool, United, or who else. So again, his agents could be leveraging Chelsea and Arsenal and saying, yo, listen, you've got my man who's one of your best players, first names on the team sheet. In terms of earnings, he's not there. He's contracted until 2025. In any other walk of life, if you're doing good, you should get more money in your job. So we'll have to see what happens in that regards, people. Roberto De Zerbi said he is only focused on Brighton. I understand he has the chance to go to a very big team, but I hope he can stay with us until the end of the season. My opinion is that that's the best solution for him and us. No, it's the best decision for you and your team because you keep a strong player to deal with whatever you're doing. Brighton are having a good season. The man wants to leave, isn't like that, man. You don't want to stay. Apparently, Arsenal have not sent any new bid to Brighton yet for Moises Caicedo after the 60 million one made on Friday. That was probably the first one just to send the feelers out and let them know, okay, cool, publicly we're going for it now. We've been given a level of encouragement from their entourage. We need a midfielder. Really and truly, how often do you see a first bid place for any player in the transfer market accepted, folks? You don't. It's that first little buffer one. So whether we're able to get him, I don't know. But apparently the race with Chelsea is still open. Both teams are planning and studying the strategy, in which Chelsea studied the Mudryk and Felix strategy and done well. So, boy, I'm not putting my heart behind this. His agents are currently in London to advance in negotiations. So, I mean, I hope we get the guy. I hope Edu's got some other targets, whether that's Zubamendi, whether that's Declan Rice in the summer, even though we need players now, or someone else. Again, he's doing social media chattings, people. Again, allegedly, new bid of 65 million after Star begs to leave. Arsenal are submitting a new bid for Moises Caicedo of 65 million pound after he publicly begged Brighton to let him go. Sources have told Football Insider. The Seagulls rejected what would have been a club record 60 million fee from the Gunners for the Ecuador international on Friday. But Arsenal are stepping up their pursuit of Caicedo by upping their offer by a further 5 million in what amounts to a huge offer as they look to secure their third Jan signing before Tuesday's cut-off. Arteta has made it clear to the Arsenal hierarchy he wants to bring in a new central midfielder who can instantly slot into the starting 11. Obviously, Partey came off injured, where allegedly he's having an MRI scan. As you can see here, quickly off topic, but midfielder to have MRI scan after FA Cup fourth round defeat at City. As you know, Partey came off. Apparently, Arteta said he was feeling some discomfort and things like that. He felt some discomfort and he was getting worse and worse. He was uncomfortable to continue on Saturday or the day after. He'll have an MRI scan to see what he has. We have at the moment Mohamed El Nene. It's not possible to get fit. Sambi has come in and done well publicly and privately. He probably thinks two different things about him. It's true, Thomas is a big influence and a big personality. And in the second half, we didn't have him. So, yeah. I don't really have sympathy for Mikel Arteta or Arsenal in that regards in relation to injuries, because we've been down this block with injuries before. We've known we've needed to address centre mid before. That is how our summer window ended. In an ideal world, we would have got certain things confirmed in January. So, and injuries are not isolated to Arsenal. It's like a chef cutting their hands in the kitchen. It comes with territory, really and truly. Again, the South London club have reportedly insisted Caicedo is not for sale and their stance remains unchanged. That has prompted the player to go public with his desire to leave before Tuesday's transfer cut-off, with a statement that had made clear there had been a huge bid for him, people. Once again, there's that. And again, we don't know what is going to happen. Moises Caicedo sends message to Brighton after mid-key agent development. What's this saying? Moises Caicedo is attempting to push through his exit from Brighton, with his agent set to arrive in England this weekend. What London World understands, his agents will travel to London this weekend as the Ecuador midfielder looks to secure a transfer away from the club in January, with Arsenal the latest team to have a £60 million bid rejected on Friday. Allegedly, Brighton's stance remains unchanged. However, there's a feeling on the South Coast that he has been given poor advice by his agents. Not necessarily, you lot are being a bit unfair with the price you're asking for him. You want more of an initial fee than what Real Madrid paid for Tchouaméni, really. And although he's played at a World Cup and has done great, and I'm not begrudging Brighton, I do the same. What has Caicedo done in today's day and age, really, in the world of football? De Zerbi said he's a very important player, a strong player, a big player. He can become one of the best midfielders in Europe. For me, he is now. But in the next 2 years, for sure, bring him, because he's technical, but he's strong, physical, he can complete. The best solution is he finishes the season with us, and in the summer, it is better to change teams. If Caicedo continues to play like the last games, it is possible he can leave. So I can't begrudge Brighton for that. Moises Caicedo transfer mark. Just to illustrate, football's crazy. Again, this is the dynamics. Yes, there's too much money in football. Yes, money isn't necessarily correlated to talent, bro. From Sigurdsson is going, big up Marcel in the chat, but his Liverpool neighbours Everton, from Sigurdsson is going for 50 million. Bro, football and value, very rarely do you find value in the market. But again, Liverpool are onto him as well. He's played 31 times for Brighton, people, 26 times in the league. This will obviously improve by the end of the season, but technically he hasn't even completed a full season in the Premier League. And he's gone from being bought for 5 million to man are rejecting 55, 60 odd million pound bids. I respect it. He's contracted until 2025. So they're going to have to get a new deal sorted for their 21-year-old, or let the man go. So we're going to have to see how that develops, really and truly. I mean, everybody's just going to keep relaying the same old information here. Where is the Arsenal one? Where is it? Here we have that. Let's see what this is saying, people. Once again, Martinelli is set to be offered a 4.5-year deal. Again, we covered this yesterday. David Ornstein has said Martinelli has agreed a 4.5-year contract, people. So he will extend his stay at the Emirates Stadium until the summer of 2027. Nice to tie him down. Once again, Moises Caicedo is doing verbal. We've had a bid rejected, as have Chelsea. Real Madrid are looking at Saka, lol. Apparently, Arsenal moved closer to imminent transfer of Ibrahim Abamba, which his agent has kind of quashed. We have been linked with Everton's Onana. Apparently, we've made contact and are actually in discussions for Amadou Onana, people. Allegedly, he will cost 50 million. If we want Zubimendi, we've been told we have to activate his release clause in full. Some reports say he wants to stay to the end of the season at Sociedad. Some sit there and say, you know what, he's enticed by the Premier League. All I care about, by all means, go after Caicedo, go after Moises Caicedo. Will not return to Brighton until after the transfer window closes. Club stance on the sale remains unchanged. Caicedo will not be part of the FA Cup game with Liverpool, although suitors and Caicedo's new agent haven't given up. Brighton planning to keep hold. You have to make them an offer they can't refuse, or you can forget about the player, innit? The final point is Brighton training doesn't actually start until 11 a.m. today. So it appears all parties knew the situation last night or early this morning rather than any surprises. There's a belief that Caicedo staying away actually protects him from the noise, although his absence will naturally fuel further speculation. Brighton view it as a short period for him to reflect and refocus ahead of the season. I hear that. I don't think that's wrong necessarily. Fair enough, lad. Yeah, Debo got knocked out at the end. Not by you lot, though. Not by you lot. What? Fabio Carvalho and all them shit youngsters there. Harvey Elliott and that. Curtis Jones and that. The meaty youths. Meaty academy youths. Your dons are meaty, man. Finally, you're seeing your meaty light, man. Man are blaming Pep Linders. Who's that? Assistant managers writing books and that. Who's these guys, man? They're shit, man. Klopp soon bust out. We should sweep for Amrabat. I hear that. Liverpool hype. For all that talk about Liverpool, I don't want to praise them Chelsea dons, but the trophy cabinets are near enough identical in the last few years. As much as I hate Chelsea, you don't see them doing the most. Oh, they are, man. I ain't spending my morning talking about Liverpool, man. They're not worth it. Where are you in the league table, man? Go. You need to chat to Brighton and that. You got savaged by Brighton with no Trossard. Caicedo knows what time it is and he wants to come win trophies. Looks like a summer signing. If Arsenal is serious enough, Brighton has made it known he won't be sold this window. I thought we should have kept Trossard on. Look bright. Took off Saka. Vieira disappointed for me. I hear that. Holding Houdini's back pocket, mate. All this talk. What happened the last time we bought Liverpool in the final, lad? You look like Lacazette score and Reece Nelson and that. I don't hear nothing from you lot, man. Deal with your own stuff. Caicedo will come to support system Arsenal and separate with Partey is very different. I hear that. Boy, we risen up ours, boy. Shit, you know what Arsenal done. You ain't got a gold trophy. You know, Champions League's overrated. Liverpool fans love talking about the past, but fortunately, you're going back to that, man, because you're not doing much at the moment. You know, I'd hate to be you lot too, man. Again, Marcel, say what you want. We ain't got problems with you lot. If you're not in the top 4 at this moment in time or currently placed in the top 6, I'd be a bit humble. Shout out to Fulham. If I was behind Fulham in the table, Brentford as well, you got stung by the bees. We could teach you how to win there. I would shut up. Brighton, Fulham, Brentford. Bro, you're behind Spurs. And woof, woof. And you got to be careful. Chelsea might lap you. Woof. You'll never walk alone. Unless you got, unless you're on the football pitch right now. You probably just started supporting Liverpool as well, man. I didn't big them up. I said for all the noise that you lot give Chelsea, all the noise you lot make, you have near enough identical things. Stop that. Shh, Marcel. Shh. You probably just started supporting Liverpool, man. Come on. But yeah, man, and less of the Marcel stuff. You see what happens? Liverpool make it. It's 11:15 a.m. on a Saturday. You see what Liverpool's doing to people. It's making man wake up and just talk nonsense on their sticky keyboards on the internet. It's crazy out here. Hi, mate. So yeah, it is what it is, man. But we'll have to see how this Moises Caicedo thing develops, man. But it's not looking like it's anything of significance, man. If we sign him, great. If we don't, there's not much more you could say. Let's have one last look of any other noise, because it just seems like primarily because allegedly we placed a bid, it's Moises Caicedo's all the range at this moment in time. People, Sammy Lokonga's getting a bit of heat. Should we see what Mikel Arteta said in his press conference, people? I ain't read it, so we might as well. I just want to see the party thing. Oh, well, there's not that much, people, but on if he feels pride or disappointment. At the moment, it's disappointment because we are out and we could have taken much more from that game and we didn't. The feeling that I have is we really competed against them and made it difficult for them, but we lacked something to win against a team like this. On part A, he said, yeah, he felt something and we didn't want to take any risks, so he could not continue. Then he went on to say, we have taken big chances in matches this season, and that's why we have beaten a lot of big teams. Unfortunately, today that wasn't the case. We didn't defend the action well enough in the box when I think they scored. The fullback puts the ball into the corner of his right foot. There's not much that you can do, but it's not only that, it's composure, especially in the second half when we had momentum. We had 3 or 4 big openings and we could have been more ruthless to put the ball in the back of the net. On if he surprised Pep Guardiola named a strong team, I think it would be very different match from both teams, probably with different personnel as well. That's it. We tried to compete here and win today. We came here to win the game. Unfortunately, we haven't. The next match will hopefully be different. He then said, I have a lot of time to think about and prepare for that game, the same that Pep will have. We'll review